Welcome everyone to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Wednesday, June 15th, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, everyone, so we are in the Gibbous phase here today. We are entering into this, what will be a full moon, going into early next week on Monday. So as this later part of the week unfolds, more of this momentum that we are building with these new beginnings, not nearly as challenging as it has been these past roughly 5 days or so during that first quarter phase. So the Gibbous is momentum, it's building it. It's a good time to continue to cultivate if there has been any new beginnings or things you've been considering over this past roughly week and a half. And it could also be particularly relating to our values in life, how to cultivate more of these values and really access our natural gifts, our natural abilities to cultivate them. And that's been this whole lunar cycle of Taurus. So today the moon is in Virgo, which is more about self-improvement. And I think that's where we have the support today with the sun and moon in that trinal aspect. So this is about personal development. And it could be anything ranging from personal development such as spiritually, psychologically, that kind of a thing. It can also be with our health, such as with our routines, our diets, those matters. And so whatever it is, asking ourselves, where can things be improved? How can we embetter things? Where can we find these solutions to make things more perfected? And that's exactly what Virgo's about. It's about seeing that, analyzing our life to make things better. And so great energy to work with today, and it could just be taking care of business, tying up some loose ends perhaps as the moon does finish her transit of Virgo. All right, so that's the backdrop with the moon. Of course, the sun and Venus are still in Taurus, so this is where there's still unfoldments with our values, still more understanding about our values, maybe even relationships as well, with Venus so close to the sun still. And with Taurus, it's all about accessing that sense of self-worth. And it's all part of seeing what we do enjoy in life, and that's why it's so good to be so grateful right now at the moment with all this Taurus energy, because it aligns us with what we have versus what we don't have. Now, Mercury is the depositor of the moon in Taurus as well. Mercury rules Virgo, where the moon is. So Mercury here could be thinking about the material life, could be thinking about these values. And Mercury is a very, again, analytical and daily, applicable, practical planet. How can we actually work with this? How can we actually structure, tangibly cultivate these things in our life? This is good. It's a good way to work with that Mercury energy. So that's the backdrop. In terms of the aspects, we do have the sun squaring up to Chiron today. So there is some healing taking place with our self-expression. Now, if you've noticed the past couple days, the sun had been sextiling up to Uranus, so perhaps it's been a bit more freeing with the self-expression, a bit more liberating perhaps. Maybe finding some new interests or hobbies for some of us, or new ways of enjoying things, or entertaining ourselves, which has been that sun sextiling Uranus. But today it's about healing with that. And I think there could be some wounds coming up about ourself, about our self-expression, that inner spark. And so it's good to examine that. It's good to be aware of it. And at the end of the day, especially with Chiron in Pisces, accepting ourselves, accepting these wounds. Because it's, first of all, not an expression of what's actually going on in the environment. It's merely an internal wound. And this is what Chiron shows us, where we can do that personal inner healing. And in Pisces, it's acceptance. And this could be acceptance of ourself, but also acceptance of our environment, our life, the present moment. And that's where a lot of the healing can be taking place with Chiron in Pisces. All right, so good area to challenge ourselves with that today. Still very good for our self-expression and anything involving those interests or things that we creatively enjoy in life that give us that sense of fire and passion, that flame. But knowing that there is some healing taking place with that, I think can go a long ways. And then as a result, I think there will be this rejuvenation we'll likely feel from that self-expression a bit later in the week. All right, so that's the strongest aspect. In terms of what's still unfolding from yesterday, we still do have Neptune barely going retrograde, so still very station in the sky. This is about this pause, this now shift that's probably happened from earlier in the week about having more acceptance in our life, more of that faith and trust. And it's still not easy, of course, because Saturn is still squaring up to Neptune. In fact, this aspect is going to go exact later in the week. So there's uncertainty about what we're building in life. What are these structures, these things we have built? Okay, there's uncertainty about that. And this is where we can work on ourselves spiritually. Develop ourselves there, especially with the moon in Virgo. Maybe meditation, yoga, anything that helps us connect to that now moment. And there's a tremendous peace in that. And still, I think working hard, cultivating these things that we enjoy with this Saturn energy of building towards the future, but letting the details and everything that's not in our immediate control to be let go. To let it go, and that can be very spiritually liberating. Mars still trending up to Chiron, healing perhaps with our confidence levels or perhaps motivational levels, even though a lot of that is reflective. Mars is still retrograde all the way through June. So we're re-examining the things that motivate us. We're re-examining the things that, really give us that drive that we want to pursue. We want to cultivate these desires. We're not sure about it. It's all going through this reflection. Okay, and that could also be an easing back collectively of energy levels and things like that. But there is a healing taking place with all that. So as we continue to reflect on what really motivates us in life, this trine up to Chiron can amplify that healing energy with the confidence, with the independence, and that direct spirit. All right, Pluto still trending up to the North Node. Still great to make change, as it has been this whole week. Making change, stepping into our power, breaking old cycles. All right, diving deep. It's very supportive right now. There's a lot to learn about ourselves, psychologically, spiritually, what have you. And just a really good time to step into the power to make change in our life. But the strongest energy, Sun square Chiron, healing with the self-expression, which then can actually be liberating and healing as a result, rejuvenating, and a great day for those activities. The moon in Virgo, still very good for personal development, taking care of business, whatever it is on that day-to-day sphere. And of course, still values coming in. It's still a great time to cultivate and develop our sense of self-worth. All right, so I hope you guys have a great one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.